Today we're at the Grand Summit Hotel in Park City, Utah.
Stay tuned because we'll tell you everything you need to know before you book. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Group. We post weekly videos with travel tips, hotel reviews, and videos from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So if you don't already, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video where we'll give our COVID-19 safety rating. Separate from our usual rating, we've added in a COVID-19 safety rating so that if you are staying during the pandemic, you can get an idea of some of the safety precautions that they're taking and how well we think that they've executed those. So make sure to stay to the end.
Before we jump into the review, we were not hosted by the Grand Summit Hotel. However, we do work with Epic Pass and Vail Resorts, who do own this hotel.
Working with Epic Pass over the last couple years has been an amazing experience. It's allowed us to travel to ski destinations all across the country and all across the world. Epic Pass gives you access to ski resorts from our backyard in Lake Tahoe, California, all the way to right here in Park City, Utah.
So let's jump right into the review. Our first category is location, and location we rate 4.5 stars.
To be honest, this is really actually a 5-star location. The only reason we give it 4.5 stars is because Park City is a really big area. And most people, when they come to Park City, do also have an interest in going into downtown Park City. And now while this resort is directly ski in, ski out, located at the base of the canyons area in really what I would call a pristine location for any ski in, ski out resort, it does require you to take a shuttle or a taxi or an Uber to get into town, which is approximately a 10 to 20 minute drive. That is something that all of the different canyon side resorts do have here in Park City. And even the resorts that are in Park City, very few of them are directly in town. So if you're gonna have ski in, ski out, it is kind of a compromise. But all in all, I think this is a fabulous location.
It's also only 45 minutes from Salt Lake Airport. It's located literally at the base of the Orange Bubble lift, and it's about a 3-minute walk from our hotel room here on the 2nd floor.
And also to note, for those of you that are planning on getting out on the mountain, canyons and Park City are one mountain. They are connected. It does take a bit to traverse from one side to the other, but personally, in my opinion, after coming here for a number of years, I really enjoy the canyon side even more than Park City. It usually has less lines and it's got all the great terrain that you expect out of a mountain here in Utah. Our second category is lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in, we rate 3.5 stars. The lobby here is really nice. In normal times, it's bustling with people, and during COVID, it's a little on the quiet side. The check-in experience overall was pretty mediocre. We didn't get any information about the hotel, about the room, about the amenities, and what was different during COVID, other than what we saw on the signs throughout the hotel. However, the bellman happened to be really helpful.
We did have one really good bellman who came up and helped us. It did take them a little bit to actually notice that we were there. Once they noticed, they were on top of it. They came right to our attention, and actually the majority of the information that we got, both about the hotel and the mountain, did come from the bellman, which is unfortunate because there does seem to be a little bit of a lack of training on the front desk side. As Marin mentioned, they didn't give us a lot of information about what was happening on property and what various precautions they were taking for COVID, the shuttle times, dining. There was a lot of missing stuff there. We'll talk more about that when we get to our service category.
From the lobby, you can access most of the rest of the hotel. The 2nd floor of the hotel is where you can access the ski valet, the restaurants, and the base of Canyons Village, and directly across from the lobby is the pool and hot tub area.
A really important thing to do before you book is to hit that like button. Our third category is rooms.
Rooms we rate 4 stars. Today we're in a 1-bedroom suite that faces out towards the property and the mountains, and it's beautiful.
This is a really great room. You've got tons of space, great space for equipment. You've got a really nice big fireplace in both rooms. They've got brand new TVs, including a big TV in the living room, and a great area of dining space.
There's also a full gourmet kitchen that comes with all of the appliances that you need, like pans and pots and endless equipment to make a really delicious meal in your room if you choose. It's particularly great for an extended stay. If you are here for longer than a couple of days, it's a great option to have that kitchen.
We are here during the ongoing pandemic, so of course things are a little bit different, and I would say that that's definitely a perk of staying here during this particular time. We had most of our meals during this stay in the room, and that full kitchen allowed us to do that.
I wouldn't call the room super luxurious, however. Even after the recent renovation, the bathrooms are a little bit on the dated side despite the beautiful new fixtures, as well as having some strange things in the room like the TV stand that's a little bit too large for the TV in the bedroom.
There's a couple oddities here. They did go through a recent renovation, as Marin mentioned, and if you compare it to the old photos that you'll see on TripAdvisor, the recent renovation is fabulous. It does give it a much more mountainy lodge feeling, but there is definitely a level of sophistication that I think could be upped in the rooms to just make it that much nicer. Small details, but certainly things you notice.
One note I will make about the rooms is if you do book into a standard room, it's essentially the lock-off of the suite. So we have seen on TripAdvisor some complaints around noise due to the insulation that's missing from those two doors.
We are directly next to the hallway, and despite some of those reviews that we did read on TripAdvisor, our particular room, we did not have a real issue with sound. It could be specific to specific room types. Our fourth category is service.
Service, we rate 3 stars. Service, much like our experience checking in, was not much more than mediocre.
That's not to say that there isn't a couple employees here that really shine. However, overall, we found that service is a little bit iffy here, which if you're already a viewer and you've watched a lot of our other reviews, whenever we go stay at mountain resorts, it's kind of the same story. It's really hard in a mountain resort to find good service. However, I do think that, as always, it comes down to an issue with management. There's definitely some things that they could help with at the front desk to just make it a better experience overall. And what we found is from reading other reviews, overhearing some guests while they were at the front desk and in other places in the hotel, service is definitely something that this hotel has to work on.
And when we rate service, we also rate the housekeeping service, which, while they did do a decent job cleaning our room, there's a lot of fingerprints left over on the windows, on the TVs, and particularly during COVID, that is a bit of a concern.
If you are planning on coming soon and it is still during COVID-19, it is worth noting that housekeeping is only going to be coming for a stay of over 5 days. So before you book, as we always say, if that's something that you have a question about, make sure to email the hotel and ask those questions. Our fifth category is dining.
Dining, we rate 4 stars. Overall, we had a really good experience with the dining at the hotel. There are a lot of restaurants located directly behind the hotel at the base of Canyons Village, as well as the on-site restaurant, Red Tail.
Now, unfortunately, because of COVID-19, a lot of the outlets were closed or had limited hours, so we didn't get to try as many as we would have liked, and the only option for breakfast was to do in-room dining, which we chose to make our own breakfast. However, we did have takeout from the main restaurant, Red Tail, and I was really surprised. It's bar, mountain food, but it was really high quality, and I had a great meal.
And last time we were here, we did eat at the farm, which had a fabulous fondue, and I would definitely go back there.
The farm is their high-end dining option. It's a really great restaurant. There's amazing outdoor seating. If it's a warm day, you can sit under fire pits. Obviously, during COVID-19, things are all a little bit different. Right now, they had limited hours. The one thing that I will say about both of these outlets, if you're coming to a ski destination, you should really already expect this, but anything that's even near the mountain is always going to have inflated prices. So the pricing, both at Red Tail and at the farm, definitely expect to be paying mountain prices. Another thing to note about dining, if you are in one of the 1-bedroom suites, you have all this space, you have a dining table, you have a full kitchen, you can heat up things. There is great delivery options. You're so close to where a lot of the restaurants are. We were able to order and they actually delivered it straight to our door. So there's definitely a lot of great options in the area, in addition to the outlets that they already have here on property. Our sixth category is facilities.
Facilities rate 5 stars. We can't fault them on anything at this resort. They have a full service spa, a pool that's beautiful, multiple hot tubs, the access to the base is incredible. I really don't have anything bad to say.
Yeah, honestly, they have everything that you would need, from a ski valet to multiple restaurants and outlets, and even valet parking is included here, which it is not included. If you've watched some of our other reviews about Park City, it's not always included unless you have specific tiers or statuses or you pay. So having that as an option is really great.
Another thing that is offered here is a shuttle into Park City and just around the Canyons Village as well. While we didn't take the shuttle this time, all of the shuttles for the hotels in Canyons Village do run on a schedule and typically require you to pre-book a spot, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, Ubers can range greatly in pricing, from afternoon pricing of around $10 to evening Saturday night pricing of about $40. So definitely keep that in mind as you're looking to make dinner reservations in Park City.
And of course, another thing that we've noticed is that if you haven't hit that like button already, then you're not really watching the video. Okay, hit that like button, do it. Our seventh and final category is style.
Style, we rate 4 stars. Overall, the resort feels super lodgy, kind of like you're going to the mountain.
The style is exactly what you would expect here in a mountain resort. You get a lot of wood accents and beams that they've added in. A lot of this they actually did during the recent renovation. They made changes to the outside and the inside to make it feel more lodgy and to update it a little bit. They've also added a lot of accents of styled pillows that have kind of Native American designs on them to give it more of that lodgy feel.
I personally love the Western style, the statement walls with a different color than the rest of the walls, and it's really consistent across the entire property.
The other thing I think is really cool is the dining table in this room is almost like a live edge piece of wood. It's a beautiful dining table with great lighting, and they've also included all of these black and white photographs that they put throughout both the rooms as well as the lobby that are old ski photos that really tie together the style. We are here during February, and one thing I also love in any mountain resort, they still have all the Christmas lights up, and it's always great great to have that sparkly feeling at night. I think this resort really looks good at night.
Overall, we rate this property 4 stars. We've had an amazing stay here. We love this 1-bedroom suite. We even want to come back and bring our parents next time.
It's really hard to beat the access here. We're actually located on the 2nd floor, which is the same floor that the ski mountain is on, and you can just walk right out and put your skis down and jump right on the lift. So if you're looking for that type of convenience, it's really, really hard to beat. There are a lot of ski and ski out options, obviously, in the Park City area, but they often do require you to take a secondary lift or gondola to access the ski and gondola area. So they're often ski in, but to ski out, you need a little bit more effort. One tip that we do have for those of you that are looking to come here to Park City specifically for skiing or boarding, request in advance to be on the 2nd floor. It's an awesome floor to be on. If you put your boots on, you don't have to go upstairs, you don't have to go in elevators, you can just go straight to the mountain.
And for our final category, which is not included in the overall rating to make sure it's fair across the board for all of our hotels, with or without the pandemic, is our COVID safety rating. And our COVID safety rating for this property is 4.5 stars.
They've done a great job. Really, I think all across the board, they've done a great job. There's signage everywhere. They do require masks on property in any public spaces. They've restricted the hours of restaurants. They've put up plexiglass, pretty much all areas that you interact with staff. They've also created a lot of rules around whether staff can come in the elevator and how many people are restricted in elevators and hot tubs, etc. So there's a lot of things that they have done. The only reason we don't give them a perfect 5 stars is because we did notice, as mentioned before, that with housekeeping, there are some areas where things could improve. And unfortunately, when we checked in, we didn't have that full feeling that the room had been clean to the standard of some of the hotels that we've stayed in during the pandemic. So if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And of course, if you don't already, go check out our Instagram at Voyager, where you can follow along with our travels, and check out our destination pages at voyagerguru.com, where we have full destination guides for all of our travels.
And as always, I'm Mary.
And I'm Max.
And we're Voyager Guru. See you out there.